So we're going to welcome Harlan here from CPI. Thank you so much for joining us here. How do you like the state fair so far?
It's great. We were out last evening and saw a lot of it. Yeah.
You know, it is just getting bigger and better every year, I swear. And one of the biggest things is the Nebraska building. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But first of all, from CPI, you know, a lot of things you hear about in agriculture, and a lot of people have probably heard the word sustainability. And really, a lot of people in the ag business, they're trying to really define that, but also work towards it and explain to the public what that means. And there's a lot of things CPI is involved in when it comes to that, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, and thank you for having us.
You bet.
Sustainability is a word that we're going to hear more about in agriculture, and it's becoming increasingly important as we work to feed a growing world population. We have to be very mindful of our natural resources, our water and our nutrient management, being careful not to use excessive nutrients that cause problems with soil contamination. And so sustainability is really the next step for CPI in our Precision Farm Services line, where we work to improve the farmers' profitability by managing their use of water, their efficiency of their nutrients, the seed placement, and those sorts of things. I think we'll be hearing more about it.
Absolutely. And that's, you know, not just, I mean, some people get the misconception that farmers are just using all the fertilizer they can, all the water they can, but really that's not even cost effective for them. There's a love of the land, there's a love of these resources, and you guys are a part of that. And that Nebraska building kind of is an example with the pivot and the placement, right?
I'm really glad you brought that up, because the Nebraska building is something very exciting to help us in agriculture communicate to those people that don't necessarily work in agriculture, and to let them know where their food comes from and the responsible stewardship that farmers are putting into the ground. It's such an important message that they hear, that we're being very careful about our nutrients placement, the timing of those nutrients, and how we raise these crops.
Because you guys can even take a look at a field and say, okay, we need more fertilizer in this area, and that's cool. That's what you guys have really gone to, right?
We have, and based on the soil types and the nutrients that are in the soil from previous years, we really can place that the nutrients very specifically. And one of the things you'll see in the Nebraska building is the Reinke display that talks about variable rate irrigation and putting the right amount of water on the various moisture holding parts of the soil.
And you being a VP of the agronomy area, you have a crew of people that know all about this, that can help farmers out there too, because they, you know, have all of this going through their head. They need people like you, really.
Well, I'm excited about our CPI sales force and the information that we can take to growers as they get more used to using these types of terminologies and the technologies they have available to them through their own equipment. It's an exciting time to be in agriculture.
It really is, and you know, using the resources like you say, they're so mindful right now. Thank you so much, Harlan,
for
joining us. If you have questions, remember, always come by our website, nebraska.tv, CPI. They're wonderful resources as well. Contact them if you get a chance.